Let's apply the law of sines now and see if we can solve this triangle. Now, this is not a right triangle, but we've just shown that law of sines works for any triangle. We have an angle, and then next to it an angle, then a side. So this is angle, angle, side. The question is, can you solve this? And the answer is yes, you can. You can solve angle, angle, side using the law of sines. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is label the triangle. I'll talk a little bit about how to label these. As long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter. In other words, if you label this angle big B, then the side opposite has to be little b. Label this angle big A, the side opposite is little a. If you label this angle big C, then the side opposite is little c. Let's write out the formula for law of sines. Little a over sine of big A equals little b over sine of big B equals little c over sine of big C. Just prove that. Now we're going to write out what we know. Since we labeled everything, we can say that big B is 35, little b is 20, and angle C is 22 degrees. Now the next thing you want to do is figure out that third angle using the fact that three angles in a triangle add up to 180. Quickly we can see that A is going to be equal to 123 degrees, an obtuse angle. Now we're going to plug everything into the law of sines. So we have little a over sine of 123. It looks like sir. Okay. Equals 20 over sine of 35 equals little c over sine of 22. So basically, once we figured out that other angle, the only things we have to solve for now are little a and little c. And of course, we can only do that one at a time. This green box right here indicates the first ratio. We can cross multiply to figure out, or actually we don't have to cross multiply. We can multiply both sides by sine of 123 and plug that into our calculator. That will give us little a, and over here we can multiply in this orange rectangle. We can multiply both sides by sine of 22 and plug that into the calculator, and that'll give us little c. So yeah, you do need a calculator for this. We'll go ahead and solve for c first. So like I said, just multiply both sides by sine of 22. So it'll be 20 times sine of 22 over sine of 35 equals c. Okay, so 20 times sine of 22 over sine of 35 equals c. And yeah, I want to show you how to plug that into the calculator. Okay, so first we're going to type in 20. Now, here's the thing, actually, I just remembered something. You want to click on Settings, and I'm using Desmos, one of my favorite calculators. And you want to make sure that it's in degrees. And so go down there and click degrees. I'm going to be good for that. So type in 20. Then we have sine of 22. You can use ABC, or you can go to Functions. And then you can just click on divide. It's going to work itself out. We're going to divide by what's on the bottom, sine of 35. Go back to functions. And there it gives it to us, 13.062. So that's going to give us little c. Solve for little a, we write out that other ratio we had over here on the left. So we will multiply both sides by sine of 123. And well, I guess what we're doing here is cross multiplying. You could have just multiplied both sides by sine of 123. So if we cross multiply, we get a sine of 35 equals sine of 120, or 20 times sine of 123. Divide both sides by sine of 35 to get a by itself. So you get a equals 20 sine of 123 over sine of 35. Let's plug that one in as well. Okay, so I can kind of recycle some things here. I'm going to go back and change this to 123. And again, it has to be in degrees. I'm going to be dividing that by sine of 35. So that's all I had to actually do was just change the angle. And I get 29.243. Or 244 if you round it. So that's little a. Last step is just to label everything we just saw for. This was what we labeled little a. And this is what we labeled, I guess that was, let's see. That was little c, right? Kind of go back, yeah, little c. And you just plug that stuff in, and we solve for this using 180 minus these two, and that solves the triangle. We know every single side. We know all the angles. That's all you have to do for angle, angle, side. If you have any other questions about this, let me know.